Welcoming all the sadhakas, respected dear friends. Even after so many months and years and texts of listening, also, if still we have not got sufficient clarity, inspiration, ability to do sadhana, it means how we are far, far away from the truth and reality for various reasons, weaknesses, negativities in us, and therefore how much more correct, complete, serious, sincere sadhanas we have to know and do. More relentless we have to be, more sincere we have to be, more clear we have to be exactly what to do to reach what. And then again, we must know that our only efforts may not be sufficient. Always we need, even in Vyavahara, so too in our Adhyatmika sadhana, the cooperation, the blessings of the Guru Shakti and Daiva Bhakti or Daiva Shakti. So, along with our own efforts, continuously through Upasana, which is called Kriya Yoga, which from today for 2 or 3 days, Sri Rama Bhagavan is going to teach to Sri Lakshmana Swami, which we saw again in Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna himself teaching to Uddhavji in the 11th Skandha. Kriya Yoga in our Puranas meaning is Upasana, the variety of Upachara Yukta Upasana. So, through those upasanas regularly, when we make ourselves clear in our heart that we need Lord's blessings and we are pure in our heart, and with those blessings, we want to only do His seva, His sadhana, and reach Him only as the goal. If these clarities are put in front of the Lord through our upasana, His blessings, grace, which is very, very essential to come out of the clutches of Maya, we will be able to do. Like today to the children also, youth in Bhagavad Gita, we reach to this 14th mantra of 7th chapter. Daivi Hyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. This shloka to them we are going to discuss for 2 3 days, tomorrow, day after. Before that, we also saw how the world is made up all three gunas. Three gunas are from Lord only. Thus, through three gunas, Lord alone is there in the world. Yet, the jivas, deluded by the enchantments of these three gunas, how they are not able to visualize the Lord beyond that we discussed. Tribhir gunamayair bhavaihi evihi sarvavidam jagat mohitam na abhijanati mam ebhya param avyayam. Same thing we also saw when Sri Rama taught to Tara. Same thing we saw when Shukadevji was teaching to Parikshit ji. And also we are seeing Parikshit ji, Krishna teaching to Uddhav ji. So again and again we are seeing it. So the upasanas pramukhyata when we know and do it also. And as we are seeing in the morning, the yoga darshanam, how to remove the antaraya by the various parikarmas. So that also we have to do. Dharma we have to do. Karma yoga we have to do. Yoga parikarmas we have to do for removing the antarayas and making our chitta ekagra. Upasana we have to do to get Guru as well as Bhagavata Anugraha. And our own Swadhyaya from the Guru, Shravana from the Guru of the Shastra, Swadhyayam, Mananam, Chintanam. All this put together is a healthy diet of spiritual sadhana. And why do we think we can't do? Why should we? That wrong thinking, that weakening thinking. Whoever have thought that it is not possible, asannevasa bhavati, asad brahmeti chet veda, none of them did and they went on falling only in the trap of samsara. Among them only whoever took a chance for themselves and started doing, they only started growing. And those who are growing, seeing the growth inspired by it, when they became more continuous and consistent, they achieved the final goal. So, where do we stand in these three categories? Never ever starting, starting, inspired with that initial results, and continuing till the goal is reached. It is always better to be the third level where we start but will not stop till the ultimate is reached. Now, today also in the evening, our four programs, first 12th Skandha, fifth chapter, wherein Sri Shukadevji's final Upadeshas to Sri Parikshit Raja. 18,000 slokas almost over the final ones. 7 days, morning, evening, he was teaching all the 24 avatara kathas, bhakta kathas, their bhakti katha, how Bhagavan blessed them and all. In and through variety of other required adhyatmic sadhanas also are taught, mainly Satyam Param Dhimahi. With same things towards the end, Shukadevji is concluding his teaching. By these 7 days of teaching, Parikshit ji, because of his high level Sukshma Grahaka Shakti, because he belongs to such a great family of Bhishma, Pandu, Pandavas, etc., he could catch all that what is given. Then he finally Upadeshas he will follow. Then he will be established in the self. Only the dead body, the Takshaka bites. All this we will see in the next chapter. So this is what is our topic 1. 2 is the Raja Muchukunda's Stuti of Lord. Before that, in 10-12 slokas, he, by explaining how he wasted his time in all the Dukrum Karane and missed that Bhaja Govindam, he so clearly, unambiguously, unhesitatingly, without any ego, with all the Paschatapa, puts in such a way that listening or seeing from him, we also should think our past of this very life, what we have done for our spiritual sadhana, and how we were only involved in the world. Thus, he finally replies to Lord's offer of any boon you ask, other than bhakti and jnanam or reaching you. I want nothing, O Lord. This is how our second text. Third one, Adhyatma Ramayanam, as just now said, Kriya Yoga teaching by Sri Rama to Lakshmana, when Lakshmana approaches with all bhakti and shraddha. So, how the Guru Upasadanam has to be done, we learn from all Shastras, Adhyatma Ramayana, time and again we can see some are the other Guru, sometimes Bhagavan himself is the Guru, disciple approaches. The first Guru was Shiva Bhagavan himself, the first Shishya was Mata Parvati. So through the Shiva Parvati Samvada, Uma Maheshwar Samvada, the entire Adhyatma Ramayana. So today the Kriya Yoga, 2 or 3 days it takes, we will study thoroughly. Then we do in our Ashtottara Shatanamavadi the chanting of Bhagavan Veda Vyasa's Ashtottara Shatanama. Let us start with our earlier prayers and Sankalpa. Right from first word we sat here till over, everything is Bhagavat Krupa, Bhagavat Prasadam, our own sadhana. In this way, with full respect, reverence, when attend and do the best, then that is adding up to our own sadhana. Each one is given different sadhanas by the Lord. We were also given different sadhanas in our past time till now. Now the Lord is giving us the sadhana of Tattva Shravana, Bhagavat Mahima Shravana through Satsanga on the Shastras. So let us receive it with the open hands, encash it with full Bhakti, Shraddha, Ekagrata, Shuddhata and Sukshmata. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha. धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो मत्स्यादिवतारेभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे माता पितृदेवताभ्यो आद्यशङ्कराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातो अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदस्यस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत ऋषिमुनिगुरु देवतादर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः समस्तसाधनानां च पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वशान्ति विश्वकल्याणार्थं च तत्कृते कङ्कणबद्ध समस्त साधक भक्त सेवक संस्थापकानां चायुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादि श्रद्धा भक्त्यादि समस्त सत्साधना संपदा शक्तीनां सानुकूल्यतानाम् अवाप्तिद्वारा बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न निर्मूलनद्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण अंतर्गत द्वादश दशमस्कन्धानां पारायणम् अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ द्वादशस्कन्धः। Is it disturbing? It's a heavy rain outside. Very heavy rain. What a beautiful fifth chapter of this Dvadasha Skandha. We are studying one by one sloka to our full satisfaction. Lucky I am, thanks to you, that your cooperation to listen patiently, giving me that chance to see every word, total sentence, chant the mantras repeatedly, and meditate here and now. Same process we will do today too. Three mantras we have seen so far, three or four more today we will see. First, let us chant. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad महापुराणं द्वादश स्कन्धः. Om आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसेयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते. Om अथ पञ्चमोऽध्यायः. श्रीशुक उवाच अत्रानुवर्ण्यते भीक्ष्णं विश्वात्मा भगवान् हरिः यस्य प्रसादजो ब्रह्मा रुद्रः क्रोधसमुद्भवः. त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्वं न नङ्क्ष्यसि न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्रपौत्रादिरूपवान् बीजाङ्कुरवत् देहादेः व्यतिरिक्तो यथा नलः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः घटे भिन्ने यथाकाशः आकाशः स्याद् यथा पुरा एवं देहे मृते जीवः ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते पुनः मनः सृजति वै देहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संसृतिः स्नेहाधिष्ठानवर्त्यग्नि संयोगो यावदीयते ततो दीपस्य दीपत्वम् एवं देहकृतो भवः रजसत्त्वतमो वृत्त्या जायते विनश्यते न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः एवमात्मानमात्मस्थम् आत्मनैवामृषप्रभो बुद्ध्यानुमानगर्भिण्या वासुदेवानुचिन्तया चोदितो विप्रवाक्येन न त्वां धक्ष्यति तक्षकः मृत्यवो नोपधक्ष्यन्ति मृत्योनां मृत्युमीश्वरम् अहं ब्रह्म परं धाम ब्रह्माहं परमं पदम् एवं समीक्षन्नात्मानम् आत्मन्याधाय निष्कळे दशन्तं तक्षकं पादे लेलिहानं विशाननैः न द्रक्ष्यसि शरीरं च विश्वं च पृथगात्मनः एतत्ते कथितं तात यथात्मा पृष्टवान् नृप हरेर्विश्वात्मनश्चेष्टां किं भूयः श्रोतुमिच्छसि इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे श्रीशुकदेवकृत अन्तिम उपदेशो नाम पञ्चमोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। First mantra is this Bhagavatam Purana, all Puranas, all our Vedanta Granthas, all the Gurus, all true Satsangas do continuous repeated Varnana of Paramatma in his three expressions. One Vishwa Atma as Parabrahma, the substratum of everything. Second, the Bhagavan as the Srushti Sthiti Laya Karaka, and in the Sthiti Kala comes as an avatar to establish dharma by eliminating bad and protecting the good. Third is Bhagavan's expression as Harihi, where he comes for individual bhaktas to do the haranam of their dukkha, haranam of their avidya, and finally doing haranam of them into himself. Either salokya mukti saripya samipya sayuja in the bhakti, or merging this jiva bhava, which is appearing to be so real, into the atma anubhava, which is actually real. So this is how we have to be very careful with our shaken mind intellect, purified mind and intellect. Very crystal clearly, we must know what are taught in all Shastras and why they are taught and why we have to study and how it benefits us. So these are the things exhaustively we saw regarding shloka number 1. More spashtata than this can be had only when we ourselves contemplate, and not, it's so simple also to understand, not very difficult. Second shloka was more pertinent, more real to us. Ki from millions of lives as a jiva, identifying with the deha, living only for the deha, we created so many powerful vasanas as if aham dehosmi. Therefore, anything deha demands, we give. Anything happens to deha, good or bad, it happens to us only. We are lost in deha so much as if we are that alone. There is nothing beyond it. Like some of the people, family, somebody they are lost in, wife or husband, children, grandchildren, friends, as if that alone is the jivanam. So too some are lost in money, some in politics. Each one gets lost in one or the other according to his vasana totally. In that way, all of us commonly get lost in the Deha in such a way that there is nothing beyond that. They see, even if somebody tells, they don't listen. This point was beautifully brought out in the Mundaka Upanishad, in that Prathama Mundaka, second Khandam, which we are studying nowadays. He avidyayam baudha vartamanaha, then vayam krutartaha iti abhimanyanti balaha yat karvinaha. Then na pravedayanti is the word. Na pravedayanti ragat. Tena aturaha kshinalokaha chavante. Even before that also, avidyaya mantare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha dandramyamanaha pariyanti mudhaha andhenaiva niyamana yatanda. More than these two, the third one is beautiful. Ishtapurtam manyamana varishtam. This shloka is more relevant as quotation to this particular topic of this Bhagavatam. So, Ishtapurtam varishtam manyamanaha na anyat atmajnanakyam shreya sadhanam asti iti abhimanyanti. Na nanyat shreyo vedayante na vijananti. Pramudhaha putra पशु बंधु आदिषु प्रमत्ततया मूढ़ाः. Then where will they go? At the most to Swarga and come back. Here also, in this way, being identified the Deha, whatever happens to Deha alone is happening to us. That way, when we live every life, though it is hidden, not expressed outside, but when the time comes, that becomes most expressive. What it is? The fear of old age, the fear of disease, more than these two, the fear of death. Now that situation has come to Raja Parikshit. When he was born as child or young guy, these thoughts never come of the death because of that health and all. लगता भी नहीं हमको युवावस्था में एक दिन आएगा बुढ़ापा जहाँ हमको जाना पड़ेगा. Is it not? We never imagine. After the age of 35, 40, we don't even think. As we grow 45, 50, we see some of our uncle or mother, father, when they leave, slowly the thought enters. As we grow, some of the other diseases, they start expressing, slowly the thought becomes powerful that I am going to die. In fact, what should be done at that time? The opportunity to live in this body is just coming to over before it finally goes away. Every moment is precious to do the best, and the best cannot be anything other than spirituality. And in spirituality, it is one total Sharanagati through Navadha Bhakti to the Lord. Second is the Tattva Chintanam through Tattvamasi Ityadi Mahavakya, or as given by the Upanishads and the Guru. For these two, every moment when it is utilized, then we have understood the importance of the human life as we are growing in our age where we have to face the inevitable. Luckily, Raja Parikshit, when he was cursed, he was so intelligent that it is because of hunger and thirst I did this mistake, therefore I will not eat or drink anything till I die. It was his personal. So whether Takshaka bites me after 7 days or before that only I may die, I don't know, but no anna pana. Then what to do that time? Enjoy the worldly things or tension about so many other things possible? No, I want to know what is Shreyas generally for all human beings throughout life, particularly for those who are going to leave this world or body and die. That was his prashna. Answering that only the entire Bhagavatam came. And whole Bhagavata contained only one thing. Yena kena prakarena harihi smartavyaha. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavyaha Kirtitavyaha Dheyaha Pujyascha Nityada. Tasmat Kena Vipayena Manaha Krishne Niveshayet. Instead of telling the theory, practically the Shukadevji gave his 7 days time to make Parikshit really rebel in Bhagavan by giving him all the Bhagavan Avatara Kathas 24. Parikshit also was fully listening, so much engrossed that in that listening of the kathas of the Lord, all his vasanas, samskaras, jiva bhava, deha bhava, everything almost got washed away. Final traces are there. Now the Guru's order, come blessings, come permission. With that, he is going to drop even them and merge in Paramatma. To that level he has reached. It was kindness of our Shukadevji to spend time and make him practically put his mind on Lord or Parikshitji's mind. Same thing we are also doing every day in the evening from last 3 years for those who are regularly choosing to come. Now the time of departure has come. If any traces of little of ignorance and little of dehatadhatmya, if at all in there in Parikshita, even to get rid of that also very clearly with little strong note, Sri Shukadevji addresses Parikshitji. The clear thing is, Tam tu Rajan Marisheti Buddhim Jahi. The main thing to be told. But if it is told softly, sometimes it may not work because the last moments are coming. He should be told little stronger. Therefore, he used the word Pashubuddhim. So all that we have seen. Tam chu rajan marishyeti pashubuddhim jahi. In this sentence, how seriously, sincerely, deeply we take into us, that determines our sadhana. And taking it deeply, sincerely depends on how much our chitta is shuddha, free from its ragadvesha outside, free from its tamaguna of the nidra. So the ragadvesha outside is called kshipta vikshipta bhumika. The nidra tamaguna is called as mudha bhumika. So through the parikarma sadhanas, when these antarayas are removed, chitta is made ekagra, then these sentences are received deeply into the heart by that shuddhanta karana sadhaka. Whoever it may be, it can be us. Choice is ours. And such a highest of the teachings Guru did gave, there is no alternative. There is no need of alternative. It's the best one. Parikshit is going to do that. So it is Guru Maharaj, first he tells the instruction, then taking the permission in the next chapter we will see Parikshit merges his Sukshma Sharira in the total Sukshma, himself discovers his identity with the Brahma. That we will anyway see. So here, Tvam tu Rajan Marisheti Pashubuddhi Mimam Jahi, then Na Jataha Prag Abhutodhyaha Adya Nidyavatvam Na Nangshasi. Along with body, you are never born. You are the self eternally there. When the body is going on changing, modifying, you never disappeared. You are there, even supporting that with yourself changing. Now the Deha will Langshasi, when Parikshit will come, the Takshaka will come and bite, Deha will destroy, not you. So identify with that self, that Sakshi, that Satchit Ananda Paramatma, which is vividly in so many ways taught throughout Bhagavata, but more exclusively, directly, only this theme is taught in one place, that is called as Upanishads. That is why the need of studying Upanishad to understand Bhagavata. In Bhagavata, to a little lower type of mind people, along with the stories, everything is taught, including Tattva. By Bhagavan's grace, sometimes the Tattva may come to the understanding of that listener. If not, at least he'll have a Jignasa. And to him, the Guru says, now you go. This must have happened to Shaunaka. When he was listening to Sutta, all Puranas, he might have developed that Jignasa to know the Tattva. That is why in his Mundaka Upanishad, that Shaunaka Rishi only went to our great Angiras Rishi and asked only for the Brahma Jnana, not other Purana Katha. Here also Bhagavata, Sutta is a speaker, Shaunaka is a listener. Mundaka Upanishad, Angirasa Guru is the speaker, then Shaunaka is a listener. Maybe the same one, why should we say no? So therefore, that Jignasa Parikshit had, he got the information knowledge also. It was not difficult for him to understand. And in that Tivra Vairagya as well as Tivra Glani, the regrets which he has got because of doing that papa, of putting the dead the snake in the neck of that Shamika Rishi, he was very strong in his detaching from the Upadis. Therefore, it was easy for him to catch. So for all of us also, while going to the Guru, listening our Tattva, that is the Atma I am. With that bhavana, when the body is going to go through various modifications, it is happening to the Deha, not to me. In this way we have to have. And never have the Pashu Buddhi that I am going to become old, I am having diseases, or I am going to die. They all definitely happen, but not to me, but to the Deha. This thought, as crystal clear it is, as deeply, repeatedly practiced to that extent, Aham Desosmi, and because of Deha changes, I also am changing. These delusions, these notions, they go away. These are all delusions, notions which remain as long as we hold on to. When we learn to leave them with a willingness, they will be left. When those are left, let anything happen to the Deha, it's not to me, I'm not worried. See, Shariram Padadu Kashyam va Shvachasya Gruhetava Jnana Samprapti Samaye Mukto Sauvigatasayaha. See that last sloka of Tattva or Viveka Chudamani. Let the body fall anywhere. I am the self. How does it matter to me? Like when the leaf falls from the tree, where it will fall, it will fall नाला में गिरेगा या भगवान शिव जी के ऊपर, तो पेड़ को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. In the same way, that was a very powerful, important shloka for all of us. And throughout the day also, we have to keep on doing Naham Devosmi, Naham Jivosmi, Aham Brahmasmi Abhyasam. Second one was this one. The third one was also important कि न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्र पौत्रादि रूपवान बीजांकुरवत देहादेहे व्यतिरिक्तः यथा अनलः. So the bija ankura, the karya karana is there. As long as the karya, the vasanas are there, avasanas continue. As long as avidya is there, avidya continues. As long as vidya is not gained. When you gain the vidya, that you are anala like, anala means fire, which is apart from, other than, independent of, untouched by any of the avidya and avidya janita upadhis, then how come they anyway touch you? Therefore, na bhavishyasi bhutva tvam putra pautradi rupavan means what? Who will be born and will have variety of relative life? A jiva. Who is a jiva? One side ajnanam, second side vasanas. Ajnanam of the self, vasanas of the karma samskara and karma phala. So a jnani, when he has removed the ajnana by the jnana that I am the self and burnt away all his vasanas in the fire of this knowledge, as long as prarabdha is there, he will be in this body. When the body is left, he will merge in Paramatma Tattva. He will not be reborn to have Putra Pautra Adi Samsara. If somebody wants and you deny the knowledge and you continue, it's okay. But here Parikshit is a Jignasu. He is a Raja Rishi. राजा थे, अब ऋषि बन रहे हैं, तो उनको तो परमात्मा के अनुभव के बिना और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Be attentive. Therefore, कि न जातः न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्र पौत्रादि रूपवान बीज अंकुरवत् देहादेहे व्यतिरिक्तो यथा अनलः. So this is again this shloka and the fifth shloka next go together. कि only while living through study and lot of contemplation, deep subtle, when we separate the totally mingled Atma and Upadhis, okay, then I will discover that I am the Sakshi, Parabrahma Chaitanya, nothing to do with the Upadhis. When this happens, then the Jiva who was the precipitate because of the amalgamation of the self and the Upadhis, that fellow is dissolved. Then what happened? Deha, as long as prarabdha is there, it is going on, and one prarabdha is there, it falls down. Self is eternal. Then who will be the one who will have another deha to have putra pautradi? Nobody. So therefore, I will have, what will happen to I? Again, same question every fourth day we are asking. I never cease to exist too. Now I am living through the upadhi as jiva. Thereafter I discover myself to be nirupadhika brahma anubhava. That Brahma is the substratum of everything. And if the body still is there, not perished, or even if Ishvara wants, or if the totality needs, I may continue to express through one set of upadhi without identifying with that set, without missing the identity with the totality. That is how the Jivan Muktas live as long as body is there, and the Karaka Purushas come onto the earth to serve the world spiritually. Karaka Purusha means the Rishi Muni as sent by the Lord to uplift the deserving jivas towards spirituality. Avatara is different, Karaka Purushas are different, then the people who have done sadhana and became masters are different. यहीं से ऊपर अगले पहुंच गए, then they teach. Others already पहुंचे हुए, they come and teach. The Lord Himself sends them. So they, when they come, they live like that. We also have to rise to that level. There's no other way. And the other way is identify the Deha, the Upadhi, and do all the karma for karma phala. Get all the samskaras, pahaladdas, karma phalas. Go to different janma and keep on getting lost in bhoga as long as young, then getting lost in fear of death when the old age comes. Continue. And in between, because of papa, insults from people, cheatings from the people, then the diseases of the deha and the mental agonies. Karte jao. How many dukkhas, how many troubles, how much of the things today, in that status we saw. How long we continue this, with attachments, with expectations, with doing non-positive things. How long we suffer the dukkha in our mind. Turn towards divine, get rid of all this nonsense. और ये बात भी hundreds and thousands of times when we listen from the Guru, then it starts affecting us, depending on what thickness level of ignorance, insensitivity, vasanas we are in. Slowly, like the stone. Lot of chiseling has to be done depending on the stone. If the stone is less moldable, molding required, thoda kar do, the idol comes out of it. You and I have offered ourselves to Guru and God. Now they are chiseling out. Bechare, how much they are struggling, they only know, because whether we are allowing it or not. Be simple in life, unassumed. Don't be a strong ego also of I am to do sadhana, I have to do sadhana. Whatever Guru taught with that strictness, discipline, you do it and be a humble servant or submitted person at the feet of Guru. That way, let the sadhana be allowed to be done by Guru, by Lord, and ourselves. All these clarities will come when the chitta becomes Shuddha Ekagra through variety of upasanas. तब जाकर ये सारे बातें स्पष्ट रूप से समझ में आते हैं. We are on that path only. Now, after seeing this thing, then bija ankurat example explanation we have given yesterday. Yata analaha means fire is different from the rupanama which it is supporting, like the wood. In the wood there is fire. In the fire only there is a name and form called as wood. When the wood is burnt or broken or anything, nothing happens to the fire. In the same way, I am the self permeating all the upadhis. Because of me, upadhis are there. When something happens to upadhis, nothing happens to me. I am separated from it. When I discover myself that, then I am no more a jiva who is actually, when he identifies the upadhis, he is born. To the jiva only, there is all punarjanma, putra, pautra, ityadi samsara. So that is not there. He says to you, provided you abide in yourself. न भविष्यसि त्वम भूत्वा, भूत्वा मतलब फिर से जन्म लेकर, तुम न भविष्यसि, तुम नहीं बनोगे. क्या नहीं बनोगे? पुत्र पौत्र आदि रूपवान. An entity having putra pautra adi includes all relativities with things and beings which we have as in this life. Then बीजा अंकुरवत. बीज अंकुर मतलब बीज है तो अंकुर है, अंकुर जाके बीज बनाता है. तो बीज is अज्ञानम, ankura is the jiva bhava and vasanas and karma, and those lead to again the strengthening of the bija, the ajnana. So your ajnana is burnt by the jnanam. When there is no bija, how can the ankura of jiva bhava, then janma, dehadi tadatmya, how will it happen? Therefore, bija ankuravata, you will no more be. You are not in the cause effect realm anymore to be affected as a jiva in every birth. The cause required, called as vasanas and ajnanam, it is gone away because you discovered yourself to the Paramatma. Therefore, you will not have that anymore cause effect bondage. How dehadehe prutako, dehadehe vetariktaha. You have discovered yourself to be other than the deha adi. And example, yatha analaha. Fire is everywhere, untouched by anything. Go in that way. Having done these three beautiful mantras, continues our Sri Parikshit ji ko Shukadev ji Maharaj sublime Upadeshas, final Upadeshas. This is a nichod nutshell of all what we have studied in all Shastra. You have attended regularly from 3 years, therefore it is becoming easy for me to tell, easy for you to understand. And those who have not heard it, straight away when we are talking all this, they might have gone away from their channels long back. More than 2 minutes, 1 minute, they can't even stay. We are not worried about them. But lucky that with our regular listening, we are able to grasp what is said here so clearly, vividly by Sri Shukadevji, Guru of all of us also. Okay. Now an example is given to see this one. What is said in the earlier two shlokas. Ki janma, jara, roga, marana, in between variety of modifications through that sukha, dukkha, ityadi happen to the dehatadhatma jiva, not to Paramatma. Is it not? To give that thing, explain a thing more clearly, an example is given. Very interesting example it is. What is it? Ki स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा हि अजो अमरः. See, very terrible, frightening example is given. Like स्वप्ने, dream. ड्रीम्स तो हमको जबरदस्त आते हैं, क्लास में भी ड्रीम करते रहते हैं. सो सपने यथा, some or the other time, this or this type of dream. Many of us have. And those are unfortunate fellows who never have dreams because these examples never click to them. And dream is the bestest example to explain Vedanta. Some are there, millions में एक दो होते हैं जिनको सपने नहीं आते. He's really never gets स्वप्न. He's fed up of स्वप्न because his wife is स्वप्न. या ऐसा कुछ होगा. जो भी है, वो आता ही नहीं एक आध दो है. Touch the bed, they sleep. They get up, they jump like horse. And for some people, ना नींद आती है, ना जागृत में रहते हैं, सपने देखते रहते हैं. There are some who dream and they awaken to realize their dreams. Anyway, so स्वप्ने. See that example, यथा शिरच्छेदम. Okay? In some war I participated. My own head is cut by the enemy Raja. That dream comes. और आई इन स्वप्न बिकम लाइक एन एनिमल. कोई एक्सीडेंट हो गया, वो सर जो है काट कर खट कर अलग गिरा हुआ दिखता है हमको. देयरफॉर पंचत्वम कि आई एम डेड. देन ऑल द रिलेटिव्स फ्रेंड्स कमिंग, सम आर सेलिब्रेटिंग, सम आर हैप्पी. जिसने हमको पैसे दिया लोन में हो रो रहा है, जिसको हमने दिया वो मजा कर रहा है. वेरी गुड यार, नोट वोट भी नहीं लगवाया, अब देने की जरूरत नहीं. So that we see, and when we, there are two things. In the dream only, the dreamer only imagines that his head is cut or he is dead. Another way of seeing this example is when we went through that dream of some accident, some हाथ पैर टूटा, even सर भी कट गया, मर भी गए, जनाजा भी निकाला दिया गया, all that whatever you call उर्दू में, even that अंतिम यात्रा भी हो गई. Because that day for 2 hours you have seen some big politician और किसी का ऐसा देखा है, तो सपने में आता है कि हमको भी ले गए. Nobody should know when we die. Just go in Kashi, हमें पानी में गिरो बस खत्म. Don't trouble anyone. Just lightly do your sadhana, just eject out. Our sadhana should be important more than anything. As a byproduct, if it helps someone, that is Ishvara Ichcha, by the way. So, the other way of seeing the example is when we wake up. When we wake up, what happened to that person in the dream? Dead, cut, head cut, and dead. Did he die or did he really happen? It never happened. But in that time, we really feel that. So, there in the dream, there was a waker aware of the dreamer's head cutting as well as death. Of that fellow, cutting of the head and death never happened. that dream body ka. Okay? In the same way, in the waking also, when the body dies of our soul, like the dream body when died, the waker was aware of seeing it. So to the waker body, when it dies, there is a self consciousness which is aware of it. Nothing happens to him. And another way, really did the death happen there? No, there in the dream it was sheer imagination. In the waking plane, that's a process of dismantling of Panchamahabhutas with which the Deha is made. And that way why it happened to each one, depending on his own prarabdha. कोई खाते खाते मरे, कोई सोते सोते, कोई आईसीयू में मरे, कोई ट्रैवल करते हुए, कोई खेल कूद में, कोई एक्सीडेंट में, कोई रॉन्ग मेडिकेशन में, कोई ऐसा रिस्की वाला डेंजरस न्यूज़ सुन के, कोई आराम से नींद में। हाँ, कोई ऐसा फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता, जैसा भी हो क्या फ़र्क पड़ने वाला है। सो डिड रियली वी डाई व्हेन द ड्रीम पर्सन डेड और हिज हेड इज कट? सी दैट हेड कट इज अ टेरिबल एग्जांपल, वेरी टेरिफाइंग, इज इट नॉट? फ्राइटनिंग ओनली इट इज, सर कटना। सी दैट इन दैट पंजाब एक बड़े सिख किस राजा का कहते हैं ना, his head was cut by enemy and he ran to holding that head and threw it and it went, fell in the temple, ऐसा कुछ कहते हैं, वहाँ लिखा भी है, वहाँ फोटो वगैरह। Then who was the one who ran with that head? It's a jiva other than him. And if you discover yourself, not even jiva, then even that also will not be there. You know, even some other great kings before that also those stories were there. So swapne yada shirachedam panchatvadi. Adi means other accidents. Somewhere कुछ तो कुछ होना, नुकसान हो जाता है पैसे का, लोग धोखाधड़ी करते हैं, फिर कुछ चीज मिस हो जाता है। ड्रीम एवरीथिंग विल हैपन, सो मेनी फनी ड्रीम्स कम। है कि नहीं? कार किसी ने चुराया, पर्स कहीं गिर गया, घर नीचे गिर गया, बच्चे घर छोड़कर गए, अरे रामा, whatever happens in waking, all that happen in dream. Adi means etc. means all this. Shirachedam, Panchatvam, Adi. Shiracheda is terrible example, head is cut. Panchatvam is dead, second terrible. Adi means not dead but hospitalized, hands and legs broken. From there onwards, any financial losses, health losses, relation losses, anything happens, even the gains also. So, Sapne Yatha Shirachedam, Panchatvadi, Atmanaha, of ours only, as if it is happening. Swayam Yasmat Pashyati. We see that all of it, our only. But kiska hai wo? Dehasya. But did we really die when in the dream me died? No. In the same way, in the same way, in the same way, I am the self who is birthless, deathless. This body is born, the body is going to die. So this Atma is Ajaha, Atma is Amaraha. In that Ajara Amara Atma, the Dehadi out of Maya are projected, stay sometime, they go away. Therefore, give up that Pashubuddhi that I am going to die. It's an explanation of that sloka only, all these slokas. Finally, what we have to achieve is I am the self, never born dying. Dehadi come and go. Water never dies, the waves are born and dying, bubbles are born and dying. So that identity with the bubbles and waveforms and names never allows us to accept that inevitable. The only way is strongly discovering our essential self as Satchidananda Brahma. This is the only way. The more this knowledge is zero, the more our identity with Padis is 100%. To that extent is our misery or dukkha when these inevitabilities happen. The more we understand the self, to that extent, the misery comes lower and lower. Finally, when we know fully on the seat of meditation through experience that I am Satchidananda Brahma, then it is a laughing thing that in that Brahman, like in the ocean, the waves, the bodies are coming and going, coming and going. है ना? टेल द आस्क द मिट्टी, अरे यार ये पॉट ब्रेक हो गया, कितना दुख है तुमको? तो मिट्टी विल से, अरे बाबा ऐसे तो करोड़ों पॉट्स मेरे में बने हैं, चले गए, मेरी दृष्टि उस आने जाने वाले पॉट्स में नहीं, मेरी दृष्टि मेरे ऊपर है, जो मैंने कभी आया न कभी गया, मैं हूँ बस। आई एम अस्ति, लाइक मॉर्निंग क्लास, अस्तिति एव उपलब्धव्यः। दैट वाज द लास्ट थॉट वी saw before सच्चत्यच्चा भवतु एटसेट्रा डिस्कशन, तैत्तरीय उपनिषद. So from now onwards, we are given this example, and our life is what? We are afraid definitely about our जागृत अवस्था, some loss happening to body. अब सपने को भी लेकर हम डरते हैं, दुखी होते हैं. अब यहाँ उल्टा कह रहे हैं, अबे सपने की बात छोड़, सपने के एग्जाम्पल से सीख कर इवन जागृत अवस्था में भी पंचत्व आदि, पंचत्वमित पंचतत्व में मिलने का मृत्यु को पंचत्व कहते हैं. That panchatva happen to upadhis, not to me. Don't get afraid even in the dream, but from the dream learn for waking plane also. If at all anything happens to the upadhi, not to me. So swapne yatha shirachedam panchattvadi atmanah swayam yasmat pashyati tehasya. So I am seeing all that are happening to my deha and not to me. In the same way, waking also. Then who are you then? If the Panchattva is not to you, I am Tata Atma Ajaha Amaraha. Unborn, unmodifying, undecaying, aging and undying. I am that self. See, this knowledge कहाँ कोई नहीं पढ़ा रहे बाबा, हम देहोस में ही पढ़ा रहे जिंदगी भर, इसलिए उसी में फंस के धस रहे हम. फॉर द सेक ऑफ द फीलिंग द वेली जटर पिटरी दुष्पूरेयम करोति विडम्बनम, लाइक इन दैट वैराग्य शतकम सेड. पर ये जटर पिटरी को भरने के लिए क्या 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 पाप करते हैं. सी, पापी पेट के वास्ते, जो रियली कहते हैं पेट के वास्ते सारे पाप कर ही जा रहे. See what an ignorant, deluded we are. Though we are human beings, though we are born in Bharat Mata, though born in Sanatana Dharma, though belong to such a great Rishi Muni Guru Parampara, what a pathetic life we are living by our own choice. Still, we can have another choice to come out of it, live a life of wisdom by learning through Shastras that I am the self, not Dehadi. There is no other way for moksha. And why do we go for any other way where again बंधन is strengthened? हमको कितने जन्मों के पुण्य फल से इस जन्म में ये ज्ञान मिल रहा है, आप उसको भरपूर ले लो. फ्री में पैसे मिलते हैं तो नहीं लेते हो क्या? फ्री में सर्टिफिकेट मिल रहा है, हाँ अप्रिसिएशन हो रहा है, इज इट नॉट? वी टेक इट. You know, like that Sabha mein, that man said, for all my success in writing this novel, to which you gave a prize, my wife is the reason. I really thank God. That was everybody clapped. She was also happy. Then घर में आकर पूछते हैं, मैंने क्या किया आपको, मेरे को इतना प्यार है कि you told I am the reason. In fact, उन दिनों में when you were writing all this पुस्तकम, I was in Maika only. He says, वही तो चाहिए. That was the greatest contribution you did. So she takes that appreciation. So we take so many appreciations freely given, love freely given. Why not jnanam? Is it not? ले लो, दोनों हाथों से खुलकर लेवे कि let us discover with all our effort sadhana ourself to be the unborn, undying, imperishable, pure Parabrahma Paramatma. We have nothing to do with the Dehadi Upadhi. Let them come and go. Another option, उसको छोड़ो, देहादि तादात्म्य हो जाओ. एवरी लाइफ फ्रॉम बर्थ टिल डेथ, डरते डरते मरते मरते जीना, जीना सिर्फ मरने के लिए. Don't keep any third option. There's no third option. So let us chant this mantra also 6 times today while meditating on this meaning, where in the dream, then dream that they had cut hua dead head ka, then he died also. But I am only the watcher of it, observer of it. I never died. So too in the waking this body, when it will perish, it will perish. Nothing will happen to me. And that self to which nothing happens, when anything happens to the Dehadi, that self is my real self. Keep on entertaining this thought day in and day out till these vasanas of Aham Brahmasmi, they throw away all the vasanas that Aham Dehosmi. That is what I told you, that shloka of Atmabodha. Evam nirantarabhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana Harati avidya vikshepan rogani rasayanam. Rasayanam, medication, again and again taken, it removes all the disease. So the bhava roga ka karan hai dehadi tadatmya. Rasayana means aham brahmasmi nirantara abhyasa. Aham brahmasmi nirantara abhyasa will remove the roga that aham dehasmi and the dukkha which happens when something happens to deha adi. So feeling that, continuously entertain that thought as strongly as possible, intensely, deeply, but relaxedly, not with tension, tensionless intensity. You know that in that border may, when they watch the across side, without tension but intensely they observe. When the tension comes, they get disturbed, distracted. So too, in a relaxed, tensionless manner, but deeply, intensely, let us entertain this thought. So this 2-3 slokas I thought today, but one is enough. Let us chant this. Swapne yatha shirachedam panchatvadyatmanah swayam yasmat pashyati dehasya tata atma hyajomaraha. Swapne yatha shirachedam panchatvadi atmana swayam यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा अजोह्यमरः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति तत आत्मा देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः. So dehasya vashyati. So it is happening to the deha, I know it. That was a swapna deha. I am not dead when I wake up from the dream. In fact, the head is cut, death happened, body taken, cremated. Then even that bhasma taken and offered in the water. सब कुछ सपने में आप देख लो. बट कुछ हुआ क्या मुझे? नहीं हुआ ना? In the same way, in the waking plane also, all this may happen to this particular deha, nothing happens to me. So here, as I told you, important point is, if the jiva bhava continues, then he will go so into another limited deha. But here the deha bhava को, जीवा भाव को रिजेक्ट करके, जैसे रामायण में भी जीव भाव को रिजेक्ट करके डायरेक्टली आत्म ज्ञानम दिया है राम जी ने. Here also Shukadev ji no more entertains the jiva bhava for Parikshit. When you detach from Dehad Upadhi, there is no Jiva. So let anything happen to body, nothing happens to me, I am the self. Imagine, ये वाला ज्ञान दृढ़ हो गया and we are living that life wherein there is no fear or there is no real happening of the old age or disease or death. क्या मजाल होगा हमारा जीवन का. We can dance in such an ecstasy, it's a great joy. But they're all subtle wisdoms. They all are only on the seat of contemplation, understood, comprehended, abided in. If we are only in the outer gross world, 24 hours spending, then we don't get that subtlety. Then let's pray to God, O Lord, in this very life, from this very moment only, may I come out of all sthula involvements, may I enter into the Sukshma Vicharana. And in the Sukshma Vicharana, first understanding, thereafter, through the dhyana, Vyasa, yoga, Vyasa, detaching myself from the dehadi. So deha, indriya, prana, all these three, the yoga shastra never talks. Straight away the antakarana, which is called a chitta of its vrittis, उससे हमको अलग कराता है, वृत्ति निरोध. In other sadhanas, Deha Tadatma is given up by serving with the body others. Prana Tadatma given up by catering to the need of food of others. Mano Tadatma is given up by loving all, forgiving all, etc. Then Buddhi Tadatma is given up by thinking for everybody or contemplating on the self. Aham Tadatma is given up by dissolving the Aham Vritti by focusing the Chidabhasa to its source called as Chit. चिदाभास चित्त में मर्ज हो गया, अहम वृत्ति नहीं रहेगा उधर. और when we do the burning of the vritti, elimination of the vritti, chidabhas ka chance nahi hai, then the chit is experienced. Or when we focus on chit, the pure experience, conscious self, in the deep inquiry on the chitta, we merge in chitta, then vritti is not there, chidabhasa is not there. Either of these three things we can do to reach to our own essential self. So this is what is the beauty of this shloka. So to next one, Ghate Bhinne, another shloka, it is called as Avacheda Vada. So Pratibimba Vada, Avacheda Vada, different Vadas are there to prove nothing happens to the self, or there is something to which nothing happens when everything happens to Padi. And that thing to which nothing happens is our real essential self. देखो भागवतम कृष्ण कथाएं, प्रहलाद कथाएं, नृसिम्हा, ओनली दीज थिंग्स वी थॉट, बट इसमें तो सत्यम परम धीमहि कितना बढ़िया दिया गया देखो. एंड अगेन उपनिषद स्टडी हैज मेड इट इजियर फॉर अस. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणम्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं. स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुंठे नास्ति अयं रसः, अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामा मुञ्चत कर्हिचित्. कृष्णप्रियं सकलकल्मषनाशनं च, मुक्त्येकहेतुमिह भक्तिविलासकारी. सन्तः कथानकमिदं पिबतादरेण, लोके हि तीर्थपरिशीलनसेवया किम्. ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भागवतमहापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः उत्तरार्धः अथ एकपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः. श्रीशुक उवाच. श्रीभगवानुवाच. Friends, in our continuation of Bhagavatam from Shloka 1, we have reached 12th Skandha, almost few chapters to conclude. In between again we started Parayanam, but again we thought let us revise few skandhas. That's how our seeing the meaning also started from the 7th skandha tentatively. But when we came to 10th, we are studying it as it we have studied earlier. And what we are seeing throughout Bhagavatam are beautiful Leelas of Bhagavan in all avatars. Here in the Krishna avatar also, so many Leelas of Bhagavan we have seen right from his birth. The recent Leela is how Bhagavan eliminated that Kalayavana, then how he is blessing this Muchukunda Raja. So all these Leelas should inspire us in accepting presence of the Lord, faith in the power of our worships, and faith in His grace for giving us everything what we need, what we want, including moksha. And through these stories of these Muchukunda Adi, what we have to know about our mistakes, what is the right thing to ask the Lord, these things we have to learn. These can be told directly, but through a story when it is depicted, it becomes easy to accept than directly being told, because human beings being generally having the ego directly told where they don't listen. But paroksha priyaha, therefore, When the paroksha rupena through a story it is conveyed, it will be easy. But we stupid fools are so, when we listen the story, we attribute all the lessons in the story to the character in the story and listen the story in such a way that we have nothing to do with that. This nonsense habit has come to us because of today's world of so many of seeing movies, serials, cinema, of which nothing is related to us. It's only an entertainment. That false habit makes us study or listen to Bhagavad Gita also as entertainment, such a manner as if nothing to do with Raja Muchukunda and me. Hmm. Therefore, we study, we listen Bhagavata like serial and movie, and we don't get benefited like we don't get benefited from them also. That's the biggest problem which we have to know. And mhm, mhm, mhm. This is the test for our intelligence and sincerity. Mhm. That when we are taught these stories, what do we learn? Do we learn the message, or we only take it as an entertainment or a story? That's what. Okay. So among so many things, this is beautiful Muchukunda Leela or Krishna Leela in blessing Muchukunda. So Raja Muchukunda opened the eyes, the Kalevana got burnt. Bhagwan gave him darshan. Darshan was so beautiful. Muchukunda asked Lord, who are you and all? He introduced himself also. Bhagwan told that I am so and so, whose Leelas, Janma, Karma, Avidana, and Gunas nobody can describe. Then he says, of this particular avatar, however, because you asked, I tell you. In that way, Bhagwan said, I am asked by Brahmadeva to come as a human, and I came in the Yadukula as a Anakadundubi's son for Bhume Bharavataranam Rakshasanam Dushtanam Vinashaya Dharma Samstapana. That is generally my birth avatara. Examples, see that Kalanemi, Kamsa is killed, Pralambadi are killed. Just now through you, this fellow is made to burnt. So this is what I am doing for what I came. Your final question, why did I enter the Gufa? I came here to bless you. Why? Because you have done lot of puja of mine. Then what blessings I give you? You ask whatever you want, a blank check. This is what is the Saramsha of this particular episode of Krishna and Muchukunda Samvada. So there from that 43 mantra onwards, we will chant for 54 up to, we try to see the meaning of them remaining tomorrow. Om Sri Bhagavan Vacha Soham Tavanugrahartham Guhametam Upagatah Prarthitah Prachuram Purvam Tvayaham Bhaktavatsala वरानृणेश्वराजर्षे. वरान् वृणीश्वराजर्षे सर्वान् कामान् ददामि ते मां प्रपन्नो जनः कश्चित् न भूयोर्हति शोचितुं श्रीशुक उवाच इत्युक्तस्तं प्रणम्याः मुचुकुन्दो मुदान्वितः ज्ञात्वा नारायणं देवं गर्गवाक्यमनुस्मरन् मुचुकुन्द उवाच विमोहितोऽयं विमोहितोऽयं जन ईश मायया त्वदीयया त्वां न भजत्यनर्थदृक् सुखाय दुःख प्रभवेषु सज्जते गृहेषु योषित् पुरुषश्च वञ्चितः लब्ध्वा जनो दुर्लभमत्र मानुषं कथञ्चिदव्यङ्गमयत्नतो नघ पादारविन्दं न भजत्य सन्मतिः गृहान्धकूपे पतितो यथा पशुः ममैष कालोजितनिष्फलो गतः राज्यश्रियोन्नद्धमदस्य भूपतेः मर्त्यात्मबुद्धेः सुतदारकोशभूषु आसज्जमानस्य दुरन्तचिन्तया कलेवरेऽस्मिन् घटकुड्यसन्निभे निरूढमानो नरदेव इत्यहं वृतो रथे भाष्वपदात्यनीकपैः गां पर्यटन्स्त्वा गणयन् सुदुर्मदः प्रमत्तमुच्चैरिति कृत्य चिन्तया प्रवृद्धलोभं विषयेषु लालसं त्वमप्रमत्तः सहसाभिपद्यसे क्षुल्लेलिहानो हिरिवाकुमन्तकः पुरारथैर्हेम परिष्कृतैश्चरन् मतङ्गजैर्वानरदेव संज्ञितः स एव कालेन दुरत्ययेन ते कळेवरो विकृमिभस्म संज्ञितः निर्जित्य दिक्चक्रमभूतविग्रहः वरासनस्तः समराजवन्दितः गृहेषु मैथुन्यसुखेषु योषितां क्रीडां मृगः पूरुष ईशनीयते करोति कर्माणि तपः सुनिष्ठितः निवृत्तभोगस्तदपेक्षया ददतु पुनश्च भूयेयमहं स्वराडिति प्रवृद्धतर्षो न सुखाय कल्पते भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवेत् जनस्य तर्ह्यच्युत सत् समागमः सत्संगमो यर्हि तदैव सद्गतौ परावरेशे त्वयि जायते मतिः ओम शांति 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 friends, what to do? Any text we are studying, whether it is Taittiriam, Yoga Darshanam, Bhagavatam, Dwadasha Skandam, this one, every shloka is so beautiful, so complete, so required and so relevant. You know, the difference in that gurus and we are, for the guru it appears that every shloka is so relevant for the shishya that somehow घुसा उस knowledge को उसके दिमाग में, शिष्य को लगता है अरे मैं तो गलती से ट्यून किया इस चैनल को, कब निकल जाऊं. That is the funny vichitra thing, is it not? Like a patient hospital, you want to run away quickly, doctor wants to treat him and make him healthy and send him. So every shloka is so cute, so beautiful it is. Worthy of really through contemplation, learning the gist. Now, for time and again we'll explain the purpose and gist of study of all these Shastras is the Vairagya towards the Jiva Deha Bhava, through that to the world, and Jignasa to know the essential self, and then Parama Bhakti Sharanagati to Paramatma. These are the main things. But then they have to be worked out to reach to. For working out only various sadhanas. Sadhanas depend on our convictions. Convictions are born out of knowledge. Knowledge is given to us in the through the Shastras by the Guru in the Satsanga. We are doing this exercise every day. Let us be very clear, categorically, unambiguously, crystal clearly. And without this knowledge strong about the self and about the not self and its mischievous bondages, we can never come out of our own self created, self welcomed, self accepted tragedies and miseries. हम खुद ही बनाकर प्रॉब्लम्स को अपने सर पर डाल रहे हैं. कांटे का माला बनाकर गले में डालना मतलब केला खाकर छिलका आगे फेंक के उसके ऊपर पाँव लगा के खुद फिसल जाना. You know that thing they say, putting the hand on the head. What happened? Why are you miserable? Yesterday I fell putting my leg on the chilka. So today भी आज भी मुझे गिरना पड़ेगा. क्या को? Because chilka ही आगे है. We create and put on our head. That will never go. And remember, even Guru or God, only by giving the jnanam that they can help us. We have to help ourselves by receiving that jnanam. The first step of jnanam is being regular to our shastra shravanam. अगर रेगुलर शास्त्र ही नहीं सुन रहे हैं तो वो इन्फॉर्मेशन ही नहीं आएगा. तो हाउ डू यू कॉन्टेम्पलेट एंड मेक इट ए कन्विक्शन एंड प्रैक्टिस इट एंड गेट बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ इट. यार इससे अलग और कोई इजी तरीका होता तो गुरु और भगवान वही बताते हैं ना हमको. They will tell us that easier path. Why will they make it complicated? After all, they are the most kind, compassionate, suhrut and well-wishers of us. So these common senses come when we with quiet mind think within ourselves what is happening, what I am doing, what I have to do. For other time ही नहीं है, फुर्सत ही नहीं हमको. So busy in conquering the world, in defeating the world, in gaining the world, in indulging in the world, पूरा जिंदगी सत्यानाश उसी में. 2-3 hours every day we have to spend in this contemplation. Then only the beginning of information becoming knowledge happens. So, what for we are studying all these shastras? Every day we tell, so that clarity comes to us, and also that it is not a waste effort, but is the highest profitable effort, freely given to you without charging. एंड फुकट में देते हैं तो अच्छे अच्छे चीज़ भी हम नहीं लेते हैं ना, बाकी बहुत पैसे खर्च करके भी करते हैं, लाखों करोड़ों खर्च करके, बट सच ए मुक्ति गिविंग ब्रह्म विद्या फ्रीली गिवन, व्हाट वी आर सो फनी इन आवर ईगो एंड ऑल दैट वी डोंट वांट टू रिसीव इट. चलो, your prarabdha, your, who can stop anybody's murkhata? That there is a quotation in Telugu ki you can take out a horn of a hair, you can bring out the oil out of the sand by churning it, but you can never make a murkha understand what is right, what is wrong, because it's decided. Best example is Dhritarashtra. See, all that can be done, but you can't do this. So we have to know it. Somewhere we have. And this also happens when with one thing called as come what may, even Guru cuts us into pieces. When we are with faith, with him, then that knowledge slowly comes into us. हमको तो गुरु है ही नहीं, हम ही ढूंढ रहे शिष्यों को, खुद ही गुरु बनने. Comedy of errors, so many. Without any doubt, when you hold on to the Guru, when the Guru, like Shankar Bhagavan also, no Guru spares the truly surrendered disciples till they are made set. Did he not start his teaching of Bhajago in the Mudhamate? Mudha? 3-4 times he calls them Mudha, Bevaku, fool. अपने disciples को कह रहे हो. No, they are such a devoted disciple, therefore they took all it positively. Therefore, they could be blessed by him. They became Maha Sannyasis, Jnanis, Mukta Purushas, continued his work of spreading this Jnana further. But where are we? Such a sensitive, non-sensitive, insensitive, senseless people. Ki Guru should not tell us anything, nor even strongly anything. He should only मिठे मिठे बातें मैंने कहना है बस मुझे. He should not tell us to do homework. This Guru तो भूल ही गया. 1.5 साल पहले I rectified my mistake of telling the homeworks. Now I am doing intelligently one work of talking to myself. Who comes, who goes, who listens, who doesn't listen. Prabhu Jane. Only one thing. Unconditional surrender to the Guru. And do whatever he tells. Ask whatever you have. Tell whatever you are doing. When these 3 things are done, all this manda buddhi, all these extroverted buddhi, all the fears born out of ignorance, one by one he will remove. As I told you 7 days back, the example, our life is like while traveling, we slipped from the two-wheeler, fell in कांटों का डब्बा में. Every part of the body कांटा चुभ गया, तो एक एक कांटे को निकालना है. या शीशा. How difficult. So too, so many kanta हमने चुबाया. One kanta ego, another is selfishness, another is arrogance, another is justification, another is non-obedience, another irregularity, another insincerity. अब एक एक कांटा निकालना पड़ेगा. So many we have brought into us. The destroying world we have trust in, the saving Guru and God we don't have. The Aukati यहाँ तक कि questioning the Guru, objecting to his directions and guidances. Now what? Who can help? That Guru Bechara, because he is appointed by the Lord, not to disappoint the Lord, he goes on doing his work. There are ways out of the problem to come out of. The ways are very conspicuous, very clear. But we are blinded in our vision. The inner vision of ego and all. We don't want to follow. हाँ, सिंपल. ये फॉलो करने वाले को एक उपदेश काफी है ना. जो नहीं करता 1000 भी दे दो, कर नहीं रहा वो. We are all listeners and testers, but not the real doers. Come out of that, then problems get sorted out. Oh, okay. Now, in this chapter, ki saha aham, that I am, as a Yadukula Janma, Vasudeva Janma, named Vasudeva or Krishna, came this as an avatar for this purpose. Such me, saha I am, tava anugrahartam guhame tamu bhagata. To this deep gufa I came to bless you. So if you deserve, Even if you are in the Guha, Bhagavan will come. If you, there are two contrast pictures. One is Kala Yavana, Kala Yavana. Second is Muchukunda. Kala Yavana, such a Dushta Rakshasa, that Bhagavan was running away from him. Muchukunda, such a Shishta Bhakta, that Bhagavan came to him. उनसे बचने के लिए गुफा में छुप गए, इनको ब्लेस करने के लिए गुफा में आ गए. सेम थिंग यू सी, वन इज भक्त, अनदर इज द दुष्ट. दोनों जानते हैं भगवान है. Kala Yavana also knows Krishna is God, but he went waging war with him. नास्तिक. बट ही इज मुचुकुंदा, इज राजा, निद्रा में है, पहले महाभक्त. देखो भगवान केम. सो एक को तो मरवाया, दूसरे को ये अमृतत्व देने वाले हैं. सो वी हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम दैट स्टोरी, द लेसन. So Bhagavan beautifully says, I came into this gufa for tava anugrahartham. Tava anugrahartham guhametam upagata. Why do you come? Prarthitam prachuram purvam. Tvaya aham. I was so much upasana prarthana was done by you for me. Therefore, I being bhakta vatsalaha, I came to bless. So what is the lesson here? More than worrying about problems, try to do what you can do. Remaining time, go on involving in Bhagavat Upasana and Puja. यही बात हमको अभी नेक्स्ट टेक्स्ट विद इन 5 मिनट्स अध्यात्म रामायण में श्री राम जी इज टीचिंग श्री लक्ष्मण जी हाउ टू डू पूजा. ऑल दैट इज कॉल्ड एज क्रिया योगम. See the connection between all these texts. Vedanta Charcha, Ham not Dehosmi, Ham Brahmasmi, in the 12th Skandha Vyasa. So here we are taught to become a Bhakta. How to become Bhakta we are taught in Ramayana. देखो कितना बढ़िया भगवान हमको अनुग्रह कर रहे हैं. अब ये सुनकर भी if you don't become serious, sincere in being practical, even little, then who can help us? अब ये भी मौका नहीं मिलेगा तो first on whomever you blame, nobody will take the blame. Only 3-4 things we have to do. Our duty and go through our prarabdha to हमारे औकात के हिसाब से little seva to the world. Then the next 3 things. One is upasana to our Ishtadeva, to listen to the Guru Shastra nirantara. Third, do whatever sadhana possible. इन 5 चीजों में हमको अपने आप को बिजी रखना. And do it joyfully, nicely. Even you are going through problem, all your prarabdha getting exhausted. Why worry about it? दुःख संयोग वियोगम योग संगीतम. ऑलरेडी दुख है और उसको बढ़ाते और दुखी होना, एंड ब्लेमिंग द पीपल और भी दुखी होना, ट्राइंग टू फाइंड इट सॉल्यूशन आउटसाइड और भी दुखी होना, नेवर होल्डिंग ऑन टू द लॉर्ड, दे वर नेवर बिकमिंग स्ट्रॉन्गर. हाउ मेनी डिसीजेस वी हैव मेंटल, वी डोंट इवन नो दैट वी हैव डिसीजेस. वी डोंट वांट टू गो टू सत्संग एंड गेट डायग्नोज्ड. और डायग्नोसिस ही नहीं चाहता कोई बंदा तो ट्रीटमेंट कहाँ पाएगा वो? देखते देखते एक दिन मरेगा. Is it not? Be careful about all this. So Bhagavan's kripa is to bless you. I came because by you I was prachutitam prachuram prarthitam tvaya aham. I was so much worshipped by you in your earlier time. So in this lives, from today onwards, every day, सुबह दोपहर शाम भगवान का कुछ भी कर सकते हो, भगवान का वो करो. But keep in mind that the Lord only you are doing for, and what you want is that bhakti, sharanagati, jnanam and moksha. Don't ask for the nonsense of the world again. Anything you ask for the world, unfortunately, Bhagavan will give it, but that has the other side also of binding you, binding us. Never ever ask. Ask only vairagyam for the world, bhakti to the Lord, jnanam of the self. These are the only thing we have to ask. 3. Keep on doing upasana, he will be answering it. And don't be in any that mode of lowness, etc. Even though for decades together your life is misery or with full of miseries, problems, struggles from all directions. See the other positive side, that you are also given the chance to listen to satsang, chance to be with the Mahatmas, whom we never make use of by surrendering to him. That is another bevakufi. So count these blessings and make use of them. This is how we have to be wise and strong, not ignorant and arrogant. Many of us are ignorant, and added to that is arrogance. Therefore, never wisdom comes, never we surrender to Guru, never we become strong to sort out the issues or problems. Any type of it is. So I am coming to bless you. I am cha yavanah, sorry, prarthita pracharam purvam tvaya aham, and Bhagavan clearly says, aham bhakta vatsalaha. I take my bhaktas with vatsalya bhava and protect. No, I don't want to talk any other topic more than this today because this is ultimate. भगवान खुद ही कह रहे हैं मैं भक्तवत्सल हूँ, खुद ही डिपिक्ट कर रहे हैं, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट, इवन इफ यू आर इन गुफा आई विल कम टू ब्लेस यू व्हेन यू डिजायर थ्रू योर प्रार्थना. दैट्स कॉल्ड योगक्षेमम वहाम्यहम. भगवान practically doing what you study in Gita theory, it is shown practically here. Everywhere, from the Vaikuntha Loka, he comes for Prahlada as Lakshmi Nrsimha. For Gajendra, he comes from there as a Hari. For Draupadi, he comes in that a Vastra Avatara. See, he is continuously showing to us, he will arrive and bless. Why should we not have that strong faith? So, what is the point here? Bhagavan is Bhaktavatsalaha. When we do also Prachura Prarthana, through Upasana, etc., like Raja Muchukunda, wherever we are placed by destiny, there the Lord comes to bless us, protect us. So, our drushti should not be where we are placed, what is coming to us. Our drushti should be wherever we are placed, how much of Prachura Upasana, Prarthana to the Lord we are doing. इस पे फोकस करो, इसको बढ़ाते जाओ, जो होना भगवान दे देंगे हमको, the best. Like we are doing our classes. Karmaneva adhikarasti. Not when a thought about when the knowledge will come, when the Lord's grace will come, when the anubhuti comes. Why are we worried? Why should we? When we are busy in doing what is giving us, चलने दो ऐसे दिन, अब उनकी इच्छा है. Even an iota of thought also need not come. Let's do what job he has given. लग कहा उन्होंने है कहीं मत जाओ, बैठ एक जगह, सुबह दोपहर शाम क्लासेस करो. No need to go anywhere. Nobody loves you. Nobody wants you. I love you and I want you. You also love me. You want me. Sit and talk. If somebody listens, listen. If doesn't listen, don't worry. That is Adesh of Lord to me. I am enjoying it. To you also. Happily staying wherever, enjoying our classes over Sham Dobar. मजा ही मजा है. In this way, keep on doing. Things will happen. The next sloka he says, Varan Runeshwara Jarshe. Oh Raja, Rishi, देखो, there Muchukunda, here Parikshita, they're all Rajarshis. Ask for a boons, Sarvan Kaman Dadamite, I'll give and fulfill all your desires. Why? Because Mam Prapannaha Janaha Kaschid Na Bhuyaha Arhati Shochitum. It is an insult to me if some devotee who has surrendered to me continues to become miserable. I cannot afford. Therefore, whatever you want, I'll give you so that you never become miserable. But this king is so intelligent, he knows anything other than devotion and jnanam. He's Abel Mujemar only. If we ask, therefore, he never asks for anything. And that's why the next sloka, 11th one, in our 12th one in Mundaka Upanishad, what he says, Pariksha Lokan Karvanchitan, when we look back into our own past experiences, everything which has troubled us was given to us by our own asking. उससे हमको सीख कर इनमें से कुछ भी नहीं मांगना. देखो, I'll tell you one sir, interesting, only entertainment के लिए है, just it clicked, don't become serious, है ना? No marriage, happily that fellow was staying. Then he asked, शादी हो जाए, हो गया. अब he's so miserable with the marriage. Then he tells the भगवान ने क्या, तूने तो मांगा, बट आई आस्क्ड अच्छी बीवी. अरे अच्छी बीवी नहीं होती, तुमको अच्छा होना चाहिए. एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ तुमको अच्छा होना चाहिए? डोंट आस्क फॉर मैरिज, कम टू मी. Is it not that common sense? I asked for a good wife. There's no good wife. It depends on how good you are. And if you are truly good, you don't ask for wife. You ask for the Lord. So it is your mistake. Ah, well, mujhe maar. So we only invite and we only suffer. Anything we took initiative in the world outside, today or tomorrow, it is going to give dukkha. Some things they may not appear to give dukkha now, but whatever wrong things we did while managing it, it all will come as its result, giving us dukkha, bondage, when we are in another deha or some other loka. कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ता हमको. Therefore, we have to, with this knowledge, etc., bind ourselves to only one direction. हम खुद को ही चारों घर के दरवाजे बंद करके एक ही दरवाजा खोलना है जो भगवान की तरफ ले जाएगा. That's what Lord is doing. With these things where Lord is giving us so much dukkha, so much health problem, so much problem with the brothers, wife, husband, children, even now we are not turning to the Lord. If all these Bhagavan set karke, if he makes you happy, do you think we think about God? We are even lower level than what Kabir Das ji said, दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, हम दुख में भी नहीं कर रहे, अब सुख मिला तो कोई करेगा ही नहीं. It is Bhagwan's kindness that whatever sukha we are asking for in the world, he is not giving us. Sukha means the tentative conveniences in the world. Because he wants us to discover the real happiness, which is there only at his feet or in our identity with him. There is no other way. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namo Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Sattvarenyam Bhargo Pranaya Panaya Sambrahmane Brahmaron Adhyante Astamada Prakshana Chunatamu Neelamega Shyama नित्य जगन्मोहन बाल गोपाल वेणुगान लोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर भक्त जनाधार परम दयावार्धि मुक्ति संदायक कृष्ण मूर्ति गीतामृत दात परम योगीश कृष्ण पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम राम सर्वमंगलम सद्गुरु सर्वमंगलम ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नारायणाय नमो ब्रह्माभ्यो मंगलम श्री कुरुक्षेत्र महासागरवाय गीताचार्याय मंगलम. ओम श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय. श्री वेदव्यास शुकदेव सुदादि भागवताचार्य की जय. बोलो वैष्णव संदन की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम. समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासुगण की जय. Thank you, friends, for your patient listening. After a few days, today's class was a little stronger. 2 minutes, join for Adhyatma Ramayana.